everyone. Welcome to another session of Traeger Smoking with John Mark. Today we are smoking a rack of ribs, literally an entire rack of ribs. We just put this rack on 2 minutes ago, and I was letting it go ahead and heat up a little bit. Just wanted you to see what it looks like before it gets started. This is all this is not wet rub at all. The wet you see on top is a little bit of coconut oil, and the rest of it is all spices, wonderful spices. So it's been an hour smoking our rack of ribs, and normally I throw the lid open and show you the ribs, but I'm going to stop here for just a minute and tell you a little bit about these ribs and a little bit about the smoker. I bought the Traeger Scout Smoker about 6 weeks ago from Costco, and I decided I was going to really give the Traeger a real good workout. A couple of different places, a couple of different ways, different kind of meats and vegetables in it, just to see how it works, just so I can give you an idea of how this Scout really works. And 6 weeks into this test, I'm really pleased and surprised with it, because it's made a lot of really good food for us over the last 6 weeks. A couple of things I've noticed. In the beginning, before I purchased, I'd seen a lot of comments about how it was difficult to keep the heat down in the Traeger. So I've watched it very closely. Every time I cook, I watch what's going on, kind of take some notes. Here's what I've noticed, that if the fire pit isn't clean, I've learned that it tends to heat up more. It tends to get a little hotter in there. So one of the ways I keep the temperature down is to keep the fire pit clean. Just it's pure and simple. Keep that thing clean, and my temperature stays down. It's about as far as I can get it and have it stay there. I'm on the smoke version. I'm on the smoke section here, and the 180 doesn't get it any cooler. Believe me, the smoke does. It may get it a temperature or a degree or two, but not really. So anyway, one of the other things I've learned is that if there's a lot of wind outside, high winds or even strong winds, it tends to cook a little hotter. So between maybe a dirty pit and just a little more windy, the Traeger Smoker Scout tends to smoke a little hotter. Okay, so we're into an hour. Let's take a look at how our ribs. I'm not going to keep the lid off very, very long because, well, you can see what it's doing, and it's been 208 degrees almost this entire past hour. Let's take a look. Ooh, look at that. Starting to brown up. Getting some nice sweat on it. You can see the meat real good. And this fragrance is wonderful. The edge out here in the front is getting a little charred because the front area here gets a little bit hotter than the rest of it. Same thing with the sides. They'll be okay. They'll just turn nice and brown. So this is an hour in. I expect this to go 2 full hours, and then we'll be able to pull it. This is looking good. Let me put the lid back down. Now just that few moments with it up, dropped me 20 degrees. So you can see how that works. It'll warm back up. It'll start smoking again here in a second or two. And it'll get back to 208 degrees in just a few minutes, and we'll be back on our way just exactly where we left off. So we're at the 2 hour mark, and it took about 5 minutes to gain that extra 5 or 6 degrees after I had the lid off last time. So let's see what this looks like after 2 hours. It's been smoking away nice and pretty. The temperature stayed pretty much the same. Ooh, look at that. You can see the smoke coming out. You can hear the fire going on under there. Looks really, really, really good. Here's some edges. You saw the edges earlier, what they look like. This is the after view. Nice. Very, very nice. And I've not turned the grill off because I wanted to see what they look like in 2 hours, and they're looking absolutely stunning. So I'm going to close the lid. I'll go ahead and turn the smoker off. We'll give it just a couple minutes to shut down, get into shutdown mode, start cooling off, and then we'll pull the ribs. Okay, so let's go back in. I did flip the ribs a few minutes ago just to see what they look like. They're looking good. So let's pull these things off. See, they're nice and dark on the backside. It's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Take and plate them. The Traeger grill is going into sleep mode here. It's all finished. As you can see, the meat is wonderful. It's good tasting meat. And it didn't even make too bad of a mess. That's all that came off of this Costco ribs. So that's pretty good. Okay, that's it. Next thing we're going to do is go ahead and plate them and get them ready to eat. Hope you've enjoyed the ribs. See you next time.